Justice is something very important. Justice is a place where everyone should feel comfortable. Justice is a home which has to be available for everyone. When someone cries for justice, which means they are not happy on a certain things that does not really rejoice the voice or the heart. It is for that reason why people we should consider justice as something which is very important to all of us. Justice raise a nation. A nation that don't consider justice or don't provide justice to his people, that is a failure nation. And in this country, we have come across the first abortion of justice, whereby we're seeing people who commit crime, they are free walking on the streets. And people who are innocent, they had to find themselves inside the jail. Still in this country, the only place whereby you see people commit crime, they apply for bail, and the justice or the courts have to grant them the bail. I have a friend of mine who was a high witness in Cape Town, and this man is supposed to testify at the court of what he had seen. He witnessed a crime which happened in front of him. Unfortunately, he could not testify inside the court because the people that supposed to be arrested, they were released on bail. And that discouraged him because he was not too sure of what he will have to do again. All this is because the justice system is failing. Anyway, guys, we are here to talk about Robert Senzo Meyiwa murder case. And in this video, if you stay until the end, you'll get to know at what stage this case it is at the moment. In our last video, when we talk about this murder case of Senzo Meyiwa, we had told you guys that the court was postponed, and there were some procedures which advocate then Marcella Tefo had to apply to the High Court in Johannesburg. So in tonight's videos, we are going to try to tell you at least where, at which point this procedure it is, and we'll try also to analyze for you as we always do, time to time, so that we can all be in the same page. So once again, I want to welcome you, especially to those who always watch my videos. Guys, thank you so much for being here on time. Do as we always agree. Like the videos, comment, tell us also what is in your mind. That is how we'll get to understand of each other. And if this is your first time to be here, I want to welcome you. This is a family that we get to analyze about the politics and matters that are happening inside our country. So feel free to subscribe and like the videos. We'll really do appreciate. I hope you guys you had a beautiful days. Well, guys, as you know, justice is something which is very important to all of us. Trust me. Even the Bible recognizes justice. If there's no justice, which means nothing good can happen among a population or a nation. And seeing our justice failing, it is very pity. It is very pity because the matters that we are going to discuss with you in this video, guys, you'll for yourself you'll end up understand how bad is our justice system. And at the same time, we're still asking ourselves question to know, do these people do understand us, yes or no? Because if they do understand me and you, if they can be able to understand our complaints or the complaints of all South Africans who are out there who are complaining about the justice system, then I believe they'll have tried to do something much better. Instead, The justice place, as I said earlier, should be a safe home for everyone, especially as South Africans, where you should feel comfortable, whereby you know that no one will violate your rights, no one will try to hurt you, no one will commit a crime against you, no one will try to rob from you, no one will try to take your tax money from you, all because you know that you are well protected by the justice system. Instead, that hope, it is on the ground right now. I believe even you, the person who's watching this video, you have come across this kind of situation whereby you find yourself in a certain matter whereby you want the justice to be served in your behalf, so that you can be certified of what had happened back to you. Instead, you end up getting disappointed. Beside that fact, perhaps you have come across a case, a familiar case of your family member, a friend at school, or anyone, even on the TV, as we are seeing today, what is happening inside the court, and you end up feeling like, okay, this is very disappointing. Because remember, we are not here to take the place of justice. And at the same time, we are not here to uh, to tell the justice how to do the job or how they should treat the matters. But at least we are here to present the public opinions. And it is for that reason why, in most of the time, I always take my time to go through the comments so that I can get to see what are you guys saying. What do you think? And I always try every time to encourage you in my videos, because I want you guys to comment. I want you guys to feel free to give your thoughts, so that at the end of the day, we can be able to in the same page, whether we are thinking the same, or whether your point of views are different from what we are seeing out there. So, to make it brief, is that we are here to present the public opinions. We get to read people's minds, we get to read people's thoughts, we get to hear what people are posting even on social media, and therefore we put everything together and try to analyze and see which side needs to be fixed and which opinions need to be considered. And the majority here, of course, it is people, it is you and me. Our point of view, whenever we see the matter the way it is going, we can tell who's telling the truth and who's lying. And when we're taking the case of Senzo Meyiwa, we try to put it down. Guys, I mean, like from A to Z, you can tell that something's wrong somewhere there. At first, it started as a rumor. And with that rumor, it becomes something that it has to put everyone at risk, especially people who are mentioned in this case. People are trying to expose the truth. They become victims. I'm gonna tell you, from the moment when they start trying to investigate this case, everyone, even among police themselves, everyone who try to speak the truth, everyone who try to do the job properly in the way that they're supposed to do it, they were victims. I mean, they end up becoming the victims. It is either they got removed from what they were doing, so that they'll replace them with someone else. If you're not from the police department and you are a normal person, they'll have to start sending you a message to threaten you, telling you how you should feel of your life if you want to live. We have people, are coming and saying all these things out. And some people, when we talk like this, they have to even to come in our inbox and try to tell us that, no, look, I know this person, they want to do this, and this is what they have received. All because they are trying to cover the truth. All because they don't want people who want to expose the truth. Who's the mastermind behind the murder of Senzo Meyiwa? That is a very serious question that everyone at the moment we should ask ourselves. Because if we don't ask ourselves these questions, then nothing special will happen. We'll keep on going up and down, and the truth is not going to be on the table. We can see it from far, but we're not going to be able to touch it. And right now, all we need is for us to touch the truth. We can't keep rumoring around or trying to speculate about everything we heard here and then, and at the end of the day, nothing good is happening. Oscar is saying in the comment that Therefore had mentioned that. Therefore did mention yes. But those words, everything that Therefore had mentioned inside the court, it needed pressure. Yes. I'm going to tell you why. Because when Therefore did mention about the second docket, at first no one paid attention to it. Do you guys still remember, right? No one paid attention to that second docket. They did not even want to listen to him. Until when the prosecutor state, George Baloy, came on with that second docket later, putting it in the hand of Mushlol. Instead of placing it in the hand of Advocate Marcela Tefo, he did not do so. Until when it was Zandile Mushlolo a turn for questioning, he ended up giving her that second docket. And then, in a few minutes, they had to try to disqualify it. They want to make it disappear from inside the court. If it was not again for Tefo, who had stood trying to put the pressure so that the court should contain or should maintain that second docket, I believe by now we are talking about another story. So obviously, whatever Tefo had to say right now, because he's a man who I qualify to be more determined in what he's doing. He's not afraid of anyone. And for that reason, everything he says inside the court, it needs a pressure. And where is this pressure going to come? We can't leave Therefore to be alone in all this. If you believe that he's fighting for the truth, then he needs your support. Your support presents the pressure. Don't just support if you don't agree. If you agree, if you sure that no, what this man says here, it makes sense. And me personally, I think this is where the problem is. And this is what I can do. Speak out. We can't remain inside the doors and keeping quiet. Because the man who have lost his life here is not just like anyone, but is a man who really make the citizens of this country to celebrate at a certain time. Especially when you are under stress, he brings some feelings inside you. And for that, I believe all of us in general, we owe him to that. Yes, we do owe him to that. Because if that man was still alive by now, I don't have any idea how far he could have been. Who knows, maybe perhaps by now he was going to be playing in Barcelona or Manchester City or United. Somewhere there. Because he was still only 27 years old. So obviously he had a bright future ahead of him. And the way he passed on, it is very questionable. It's very, very, very questionable that each one of us need to try to know the truth of what had really happened. And when we see these people taking us from the left to the right, this one comes out, give the versions. Some they come out, give the versions. The police come out, give the versions. People in the house give the versions in different ways. That is where we try now to understand what is going on. Yes. Tomorrow I'll be playing you guys an interview of one of the accused in Meyiwa murder case, a sister. She spoke out, not the one on the audio on the radio that you heard, no, on the video. She spoke out because she had to run away. She had to hide herself. That time when Advocate Marcella Tefo was arrested inside the court. And this lady, since she is also among the people who've been receiving serious threat from different people, telling her that we're going to kill you and kill your brother wherever he is. And obviously, when you listen to this kind of threat, you will tell that people who are threatening her, they're not just like anyone. They're not just like me and you. Instead, they're people who have access in the police service, without mentioning the name, of course. Because when you say that we're going to kill you and kill your brothers in jail, that simply means to say that they have power to succeed or to get where the brother is, Mtokos is, in jail. Because when you are in jail, obviously you are under protect. And if someone is out there threatening your sister and saying that they'll get to you, which means they have people who are working inside, who surround you. So those people, they simply wait. They are simply waiting for a go ahead permission. Guys, please do like the videos. Do like the videos. I really do appreciate. Thank you so much. And thanks to those who are busy liking the video. So that's what I mean to say, guys. If you are inside the jail, people who are inside the jail that the people who are most protected. I mean, like in the physical way. They're not like me and you. Every move they take inside is well, like they check everything, the kind of the food they eat, who cooked that food, what was used to cook that food, who's protecting them, who's looking after them. So I keep quiet for a second because I saw some comment coming in. As I was saying, guys, that being in jail, you are well protected by everyone. Now, if someone have to get the courage of saying that they'll get to you without making any effort, that simply means to say that those are the same people who are protecting you, that the one who want to hurt you. The sister had to disappear for some time, and in that interview, she said that I had to hide myself because if I can see someone like an advocate, Tefo Marcella, got arrested inside the court, inside the court, in front of cameras. What about someone like me? So from the moment when Advocate Marcella Tefo was arrested, she had to disappear. She made herself disappear because she was afraid of her life. And she had to ask herself this question, like, if they can do this to someone like Advocate Marcella Tefo, what about me? Who am I to them? Obviously, they'll finish me just like that. But thanks God, the fact that she had hid herself, this time she comes back even more determined. She said, I'm not afraid of anyone. And at this time, I'll speak out. Whether it is in the social media, whether it is in any place, any platform that it will be available for me, I'll speak out because the truth need have to be known by everyone. And that is the spirit. That is the spirit that we need to support. That's the spirit that we put our two-leg support in, so that everyone who have something to hide, they have to pay in all this. So far, guys, you saw that the names are being mentioned. And among the names that are being mentioned are for people who are in that house. Because according to the second docket, people who are in that house, they're supposed to appear before the court. In other words, they're supposed to be charged, whether they should be charged as accused or suspects, but they're supposed to be arrested by the police. That is what's been written in that second docket. Unfortunately, that did not happen because here we're talking about two dockets for one scene with two different detective, sergeant, police, and according to Tefo Malisela, he said that from the moment when Senzo Meyiwa was killed up to today, this case has been treated by more than 100 officers. More than 100 officers. I remember even Zandi Kumalo, who's now, is it Memendo? Yeah, I think she changed the name. She said also the same thing, that there were a time whereby they wanted to cooperate with the police, but at the same time they were confused because there were now too much officers. Today you need to talk to this one, tomorrow you talk to that one, so you don't even know who's in charge of this case. Do you know why we get to that point? Because that's another question we should ask. Do you know how did we manage to get to that point? Obviously because the truth is being hidden. No one don't want to tell the truth. So at the same time, this case end up finding in the situation whereby there are people, there are patriots who want to reveal the truth, who want the truth to be known, and there are those who want to protect the truth, and so that this the case it should just be like that. And for that reasons, they end up finding now too much people involved. Those who want to tell the truth, they're inside. Those who are lying, they're inside. And at the end of the day, obviously, we know the right people who should have been listening to them by now. At least those were the right people who can tell us, like, okay, no, look, this is what happened. Because there are questions. Advocate Marcela Tefo says that he have questions that he need to ask people, the 7 people that are being mentioned in the second docket. And among these questions, he wants to know about the first call which Mtokozis had made to inform Sifiso Meyiwa that Senzo got shot. That first call, the things which were said in that call, the noise that he heard, Sifiso Meyiwa heard from the background of KK and other people, and how that call was interrupted just after Sifiso Meyiwa asked the question to know, you said my brother is being killed or got shot, but how? That was the question Sifiso Meyiwa had asked. How? Because, if I call you for an example, okay, no, look, I'm here with your wife and she just got bumped by the car. The next question you ask me will be to know, for an example, like, but how? And if I don't have anything to hide, if I don't need to make things wrong or to go to the left and right, I'll go straight to the point, like, no, look, she was trying to cross the road and there was this car coming. Apparently, I saw that driver, maybe he was on the phone and that's what happened. Or maybe she's the one who was in the phone. Just a quick idea. And Sifiso had asked that question to know how. Until today, the answer was not given. Until when that call was interrupted. So those are the questions that these people should try to explain. There's a lot of things that, according to Advocate Marcela Tefo, would like to ask these people. And as long they're not inside the court, it's gonna make things hard for him, even for him to do also with his job. So it is very important that they should respect what they had signed already. And so far among people who were inside that house, the name that keep on trending or being repeated many times, it is the one of KK. And to make even things worse, is for the fact that her also on the other side, she don't want to take shit. I should say so. She have to get to respond. She have to get to give interview. She have to give comments about any critics that comes on her way. She had to put a lawyer out there to defend her, which is not bad, but at the same time, you get to know like, but why? If there's an easy way of doing things, why do you have to choose this way that can even make things worse for you? We're waiting on that one, but what's to note here is that this week, Monday, of course, Advocate Marcela Tefo were given an opportunity or a chance, as he asked by the court, that he should submit an application. And he ended up doing so because he asked for 5 days, and his 5 days started today, Friday. So there is an application which he wrote with everything that he had to submit to the Johannesburg High Court, where he will be waiting to get the response. And here he have a serious questions that he asked from DPP. They have to come and explain how they had signed 2 dockets, but at the same time, they're declining 1 docket, saying that it has no merit. So he even go far to ask for the court to call for who's this lawyer, advocate, Chauka. Yeah, I think Chauka. You have to come and tell the court also what he knows. Even call also for the 2 detective, Butelezi, and the one who has been kicked out of the the job, so that they should also come and tell the High Court in Johannesburg what they did by then before they got kicked out, and by who, for what reasons. Those are the questions that he raised up, and from the way things are standing, he have all the chances for him to succeed with his applications. And there's a possibility that some of the lawyers in this case, they might be kicked out, starting from with the state advocate. All it depends of who's going to receive the applications, what are the intentions, and what are them capable of doing. But if they are corrupt, I don't know what will happen. I honestly don't know what will happen. So that is what we expect to hear from Advocate Marcela Tefo. And very soon we'll come back again to you if there is any news that we'll have to update you about it. But in the meantime, we preparing something for you. As I told you earlier on, that there's an interview with the one of the accused in this Senzo Meyiwa murder case, who spoke out. So we're still putting everything together so that we will release it for you, and you get to see how dangerous this case is. And you ask yourself a question, but why? Why? So, guys, I did not want to take much time with you today, and the moment when I got this update, then I was like, let me share it up with you guys. So hope that we'll see you again very soon, so that we can get to keep in touch with the latest news about this murder case. But for now, be cool, stay blessed, have a lovely night for those who are sleeping, and a lovely day for those who are during the day somewhere out there around the world. Before you leave, make sure that you hit that likes button for me and subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. But for now, be good, be kind, have respect for everyone. I'll see you again very soon. May God bless you all. Ciao, ciao.